United stan, Manchester United have drawn 1-1 with Huddersfield. A team that has lost their last 8 Premier League games in a row. A team that has been conceding 3 goals in each of those 8 games. And Manchester United, who are still clinging on to top 4, or were before today, have managed to score 1 goal. 1 goal. That's what we've managed to score today. 1 bloody goal. There's no excuses, first of all. There's no excuses. And Phil Jones misses a sitter, Marcus Rashford misses a sitter, and Ashley Young plays shit again. I mean, these are player issues, but they're also team selectors. I saw a lot of people saying today, you've got Solskjaer, Phelan, McKenna, Carrick, and they're all sticking their nose in. Have we got too many chefs? Who's in charge of Manchester United? I don't know, because I don't really think it sits with Solskjaer. But what you have to say is that game finishes 1-1, and that I don't understand. Huddersfield are one of the worst teams the Premier League has ever produced. They've got 14 points. They're bottom of the league. They are absolutely terrible. We've got World Cup winners. We've got best goalkeepers in the world. We've got internationals. We've got England's young star. We've got all sorts. And they cannot fathom a way to beat a Huddersfield team. It's ridiculous. And this top 4 race, I can't even do the maths. Now. All I know is in our last 4 games, we've taken 2 points. 2 points from 12 in a top 4 race is not a top 4 race. It's a relegation battle. Manchester United's relationship with top 4 over the last 6 weeks has been like a person with a peanut allergy's relationship with a bar of Snickers. We just seem to be allergic to it. It was there. It was there in front of us, and we've screwed it up. And for a team that was like 3 months absolutely superb to a team of what it is now, it's bordering on insane. It's absolutely insane how bad we've become. And like a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that we drew with Huddersfield. I'm bloody surprised. I know we're crap. I know the players are bottlers. I know they're inconsistent. I know they're jelly babies. But I'm still massively surprised that we've scored 1 goal against Huddersfield. And you know what? It was quite an equal game. We had the more chances, which is what you would expect. But I just feel like it's difficult. I love Manchester United. I'm enthusiastic about the summer because it's a fantasy world. Transfers are always fantasy. And I can't wait. Plug it into my veins. Fantasy. Oh, we're signing Rodriguez. We're signing Varane. I'll buy it. I'll lap it up. Because I tell you what, give me fantasy over the reality. The reality is I want this season over. Top 4 is gone, by the way. Anyone who was dreaming about top 4, you can stop now. It's gone. We can't do it. We've got 66 points. Spurs have got 70. Chelsea have got 71. The best we can do is 5th. Embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment. And the players have to take responsibility. They were the players that performed badly under Mourinho, and Mourinho was a mistake, but they've done it under Solskjaer, so they have to take a lot of responsibility. There's a couple of things I don't understand from today as well before I get into this. Why was Ander Herrera dropped today? He played very well against Chelsea. He came on for the last half an hour and was the best player on the pitch. Why was Ander Herrera dropped today? Are we playing silly games where, you won't sign a new contract, we're going to drop you? You've said in the press that it's the player's fault, we're going to drop you? He's the most symbolic player of what United should be. He showed it last week against Chelsea, and he showed it today in the last half an hour. The momentum, the tenacity, the fight. He probably is going to go, but he's probably the most important player we've got, and we dropped him. I don't understand that. To play Static Matic, who's absolutely abysmal. He's a donkey, and it's terrifying. If you think we're in a bad position now, we could be in a worse position next year because Herrera's gone, but Matic is still there. We're keeping the wrong player, and we're allowing the wrong player to leave. It's really, really embarrassing. But we've been mocked as Manchester United fans. Have you ever been for a dump? And you really have a satisfying dump. I'm sorry to be vulgar. You sit down. It's one of the best dumps you've ever had. You go to wipe your arse, and all you've got is the cardboard roll because the tissue paper's gone. Mocking you. The most satisfying dump ever, and you're like, right, now I'm in trouble. I've got to bloody squeeze my shitty arse cheeks together and go and get another roll. And that I just feel like United have mocked us this season. The start to the season, we're like, we finished second last year, maybe we can do something, maybe we can be effective. Mourinho and his magic hat of crap destroys us before Christmas, then we sack him, we have a bit of a bounce back, we get Solskjaer in, we look like we can beat anybody, and then we start messing, and then it disappears again, and it's mocking us again. Hello, here I am, what shitty arse again. And I'm like, I just don't understand this season. It's just ridiculous how you can have that 3 months of, perfection. And what's happened to the 4-3-3, by the way? I mean, my mind's all over the place because it is all over the place. But what's happened to the 4-3-3? Why the 4-3-3 was the position that we used for 3 months. Why have we stopped using it? Why are we changing formation every game? Why are we changing personnel every single game? Why are we sticking... And also, favoritism has got to stop at Manchester United. The favoritism has got to stop. Like, what has Chris Smalling done wrong? He's way better than Phil Jones, and he's been dropped for Phil Jones. Phil Jones is... I mean, look, did he do a lot wrong defensively today? Well, he didn't cost us a goal, but he's still... I don't think he played that well. His passing from the back was abysmal, and then he missed an absolute sitter. So why is Jones playing again? Why is Ashley Young still playing at right back? I mean, there was a point, right? Chong comes on in the second half. Lindelof is going round talking to players individually, leading, saying, come on. He grabs hold of Chong, he has a word with him. Cuts to Ashley Young, captain of Manchester United, stood with his hands on his elbows, hands on his hips. And somebody must just say, you're on camera, and he goes, head together, head together. I mean, it's not leadership, it's not captaincy, and also you're crap. Like, I can't say this enough. How can you be ruthless with some people and drop them and keep playing players like that? How is Ashley Young still playing? You're telling me Delo could run around with a broken leg and do more than him. Why is Delo not playing at right back? Why is Ashley Young still playing? Why is Phil Jones coming back into the team? This old boy favoritism has got to stop. It's got to stop. It has to stop. It really does. And it's a weakness. It's a weakness of the coaching staff. It's a weakness of the manager. They've got to stop doing this. And people will be out there saying, oh, you're just a football fan. You're just football fans. You don't know as much as Ollie. You don't know as much as the coaching staff. Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong. We've been here. This is the 4th time as a fan base we've been here. Under David Moyes, we were shouting, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. We approved right, he got the sack. Under Van Gaal, you're making mistakes. Why are you picking him? What are you doing that for? He got the sack. Mourinho, you're making mistakes. You're doing this, you're doing that. He got the sack. And unfortunately, we're starting to do it with Ollie again. Drop Young, never playing him again. Oh, he's doing it again. Oh, Jones is back in the team, missing sitters, making mistakes. Ashley Young's crap. Rashford had to play today. You can't really be critical of Rashi. He had to play today. There's nobody else. Martial's wasn't there. Lingard wasn't there. Lukaku wasn't there. Greenwood's not fit. There's nobody else. He had to play Sanchez and Rashford. But Rashford is dreadful. He needs a summer off. He needs a total reset. He needs a reset button on him because it's going from bad to worse. I mean, we're going to do the player ratings and I can't even think how I get above 4 for Rashford. I can't. A terrible performance again. And you know what? People will say, well, he had 2 shots at the end. He's shooting from an angle from about 35 yards trying to beat a goalkeeper. It looks good for the cameras, but it's not going to go in. It's not going to go in. And as for Alexis Sanchez, I hope that's the last time we see him in a United shirt. I don't think that tackle was anything special. You know, he got tackled and he chased the ball for a bit and then he goes down. The coach comes on, the physio comes on, he's messing around with his ankle and he's not in massive pain. He's just like, no, I don't fancy this. And look, whether he's injured or not, he's injured too much. He's 400 grand a week. What do you get from Sanchez for that? Just get him out of the club. Get him out of the club. He's got to go. I haven't mentioned Pogba on purpose because I know a lot of you will mention Pogba and there'll be a lot of people saying kick Pogba out, this, that and the other. I'm undecided about Paul Pogba. I don't really know. Should Paul Pogba be doing more against Huddersfield? Yes, he should. But so should Juan Mata. So should Marcus Rashford. So should Alexis Sanchez. So should Ashley Young. So should Luke Shaw. So should Nemanja Matic. Like, there's a lot of players who should be doing better. I mean, Huddersfield are absolutely... You know, with all due respect to Huddersfield, you've just stopped your 8-game Premier League losing run with a draw against Manchester United at home. You should be very happy. But you're going down because you're crap. And you know it yourselves. You're absolutely crap. Manchester United should not be drawing against teams like that. No way. No way. Not in a million years. And when you search for reasons as to why we've drawn that game today, you come back to the same thing. Yeah, there's an element of bad selections. Yeah, there's an element of bad tactics. But ultimately, you should be able to send that team out in any formation with any tactics and they should still win. You know, whether Ashley Young or Phil Jones should play or not, or Matic should play or not, it's a valid point, but they should still be good enough to beat Huddersfield. The reality is they didn't beat Huddersfield. They weren't good enough to beat Huddersfield. And there's big question marks about that whole team. And it's funny how people wanting De Gea to be dropped and actually probably saved us an embarrassing loss. I think the draw was embarrassing enough, but without De Gea, we probably would have lost that game. So the job that needs to be done this summer is massive. And if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I would be like, I need to sell 10 of these players and I need to bring 10 players in. I bet I won't even get 5 out and 5 in. And I'm going to have to work with some of these players next season. And I thought Juan Mata did okay, but it's Huddersfield. Is that enough to keep Juan Mata for another year? Not for me. As I said, Rashford needs a reset. Matic needs to go. He won't go. Young needs to go. He won't go. Jones needs to go. He won't go. Shaw and Lindelof, you can work with them. De Gea hopefully will stay. Matic needs to go. McTominay played well, but it's effort. The thing is, Scott McTominay in that first half stands out like a sore thumb because it's effort. But I guarantee you could stick a Huddersfield. If you stuck Bakuna for Huddersfield in our midfield, he'd be man of the match. I thought he was man of the match. Now, is he the quality of player that any top 6 side want? No. But his effort levels will make him stand out in the United game against us. And McTominay stands out. I don't know whether McTominay is ultimately good enough for Manchester United. I suspect probably not. But he does stand out in a United shirt because of his effort. If you play for United and you're full of effort, you'll stand out because those players, for whatever reason, they're not up for it. They're not up for it. They're not engaged. They've checked out. I think Pogba will leave because he wants to leave. I don't think... do I want Pogba to stay? I probably do. I think he's not the only problem with Manchester United. It's not Paul Pogba. I don't think Paul Pogba tells everyone to play as bad as he does. There's a massive problem with that team. Alex Prentice says, I can actually see the board panicking in sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't think that will happen. I think with Ollie, you've got to look at it next season, but I think it's massively embarrassing for United, especially the last 4 games. 4-0 against Everton. I mean, they've rolled out Ashley Young. Like, I don't even look at his face. I don't even want to look at your face. You are the captain of my club. You're a joke, mate. You're an absolute joke as a footballer, and you're not a captain. And to come out and man up and say we're just going to get the same old crap. We'll fight another day. We'll go for another day. The boys are full of effort. You know, it's been a disappointing season, but we'll go again next season. Bog off. I'm bored of it. Words are cheap. They don't mean anything. Everton 4-0 was the start of it. Man City lost. Chelsea drew, and we needed to win it. And then today we drew. I mean, 2 points from 12 when you're going for top 4. And actually, I thought, at least against Cardiff, there's this minuscule chance we could get top 4. We can't even do that now. It's gone. So you know what he needs to do next week? Get Mason Greenwood fit. Play Tahith Chong. You know what? Chong today, at least I was excited. He gave the ball away a lot. There was good bits and bad bits. But that's what you get with youth. Like, I don't ever expect Angel Gomez, Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong, Garner, Lard. I don't expect any of them to come on the pitch and be immense with every touch. There will be mistakes, there will be over-exuberance, they will get knocked off the ball. But as long as there's a mix, as long as there's good and bad bits, I can deal with that. Because actually, Chong did give the ball away a lot, but there were some really exciting bits. And it was more of a contribution than Alexis Sanchez. It was more of a contribution than Marcus Rashford. And I can deal with that. I know, I expect that. I've seen it with Manchester United youth for 30 years. They don't come in and grab it straight away. David Beckham didn't come in and play like David Beckham as a youth player. Scholes didn't. Butt didn't. Giggs didn't. Well, Giggs probably did actually. But most of them, you see glimpses, you see bad bits, and you grow it. And that's what you do. And I saw with Chong today, he needs to fill out. He needs to get a bit physical. But it excited me. It gave me something. And I need that next week. Against Cardiff next week. What is the point of playing Ashley Young at right back? What is the point of playing Phil Jones? What's the point of Sanchez or Lukaku or Martial or Lingard playing next week? Play Garner, play Gomez, play Chong, play Greenwood. I don't care if Cardiff beat us 5-0. I don't really care because we can't finish 7th. No one's catching us. We're not finishing 5th. So let's just do something different and let's try and build some momentum for the summer. I really, really do think that. I've just seen somebody say sorry Jose. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. If you think that this is totally on the players and that Jose Mourinho had nothing to do with what's happened to our season. He played Scott McTominay at centre-back against West Ham and a back 5. We got beat. He embarrassed us against Sevilla. he was Mr. Up his own arse. He was a bad manager for Manchester United. We have got a problem with the players at Manchester United, but to suddenly rewrite history and say Mourinho was right, you've got the bloody memory of a goldfish. Mourinho was a bloody disaster at United, and he bought most of those players anyway. So, Mourinho bought Matic, he bought Lukaku. He was a disaster, but we have got problems with the players. Let's do the player ratings. Get the pen on the go. Right. There we go. So, De Gea, I give De Gea a 7. I thought he kept us in the game, didn't he? He made a couple of saves. Ashley Young, 4. I think most people would give Ashley Young a 5, but he's the captain of the team, and I don't see any leadership. I didn't see him having words with Tahith Chong, who was playing quite close to him. I didn't see anything. Welcome to Kieran Barrett, latest member of the club, and welcome to Jan Sweedy HD. I'm really looking forward to the fan cams. I can't wait to see what the fans who've travelled to Huddersfield, I say Huddersfield because it's not that far away from Manchester, but I know people like Flex who are travelling up from London. Phil Jones, a 4 for Phil Jones for me. Terrible passing out from the back. Got himself booked. Huddersfield didn't even really play with a striker, so he didn't, and he missed an absolute sitter. So 4 for me. Lindelof gets a 7. Defensively fine. Took the ball out from the back. And I saw leadership. Give him the captain's armband next week. Luke Shaw, it's got to be a 5. It's got to be a 5 for Luke Shaw. I mean, he makes the mistake for the goal. Didn't really do a lot going forward. Poor game for Luke Shaw. And I think what we're seeing with Luke Shaw is what we've seen with De Gea in recent weeks. One of our better players this season who is now being ground down by the poor performances of everyone else. It's starting to impact on him. We saw it with Lindelof a couple of weeks ago. Good players in our team, and there's not been many, who are now putting in bad performances because they're being sucked down by the crap with them. So poor performance from him today. Matic, 4. I thought he was awful. And I think Herrera, when he came on, showed how bad Matic was. Because when Herrera came on, you had some tenacity, you had some passion, you had some movement to the ball, and it just showed how static and boring Matic is. McTominay, I would give him a 7. I thought he scored the goal. And the thing I like about McTominay is he had a shot from the edge of the box. And I know the keeper made a mistake, but he actually took a shot. So many people won't do it. I'd give him a 7. Pogba, 5. I don't think he's the worst player on the pitch. I don't think Pogba deserves all the stick. I thought Pogba was he should be doing better against Huddersfield. He knows he should do better. And I think in a game like that, he's a 6'3" midfielder. If your flicks and tricks aren't working, just muscle yourself about. You're such a big lad. Get into the fight. And we don't see enough of that from Pogba. Alexis Sanchez, a 4. I know some people wanted to live up his backside in the first half, but I just thought all he did is run around and try and tackle people. He's on 400 grand a week. I'd expect a little bit more. And then from the second half, he started putting rubbish crosses in, and then he got tackled and he got himself off the pitch at the first opportunity. And you can get out of the club at the first opportunity, hopefully. Rashford, 3. I really like Marcus Rashford. But he's been bad for a long, long time, and he's getting worse. How do you solve a problem like Rashford? Because we need to solve that. We need to take ownership of that. He's our youth player. I like him. He's in a bad place at the moment, and we need to solve that problem. He's not a player that we should be looking to kick out the club or anything like that. We need to get back to basics with Rashford. We need to build his confidence up. I think he just needs a summer off. I think going off with England isn't going to... Well, maybe going off with England might help him, actually, but he's just constantly playing all the time. He's playing with knocks. His confidence has took a massive knock because of that. But yeah, you can't lie. He was poor today. He was really poor today. And again, he missed a sitter as well. And Jones missed an absolute sitter, but you expect it of Calamity Jones. Rashford, a player of his quality, he's got to be putting it away. So yeah, it was disappointing. It really, really was. Man of the match. We like to do man of the match, don't we? I think for me, it's either McTominay or De Gea. I thought McTominay had a very quiet second half, though. I thought he had a good first half. He scored the goal. But I thought he had a very quiet second half. And I'm going to give it to De Gea, because I think De Gea has had a tough week. He's had a lot of criticism, a lot of justified criticism. But today didn't put a foot wrong. He made a good couple of saves today. I'll give it to De Gea. So smash a like on the video if you want to give it to De Gea. Mata. I haven't given Mata a score. I'm going to give Mata a 6. Mata fades after 70 minutes. He can't play for 90 minutes. When we got Mata on the ball, he did well. But I don't think this formation suits us because we don't get Mata on the ball enough. When you get Mata on the ball, he'll do stuff. We don't get him on the ball enough. So I want to see us going back to 4-3-3. I think 4-3-3 suits us better. 1 through the middle, 2 wide players, a midfield 3 with Pogba more advanced, the box-to-box midfielder and a holder. It works well. I think this 4-4-2, it looks too foreign. It's a diamond. You've got Mata as a number 10 who we don't use. The movement's not right. It just doesn't work. So I'd give Mata a 6. It just doesn't. It didn't work. It didn't work for Mata for me. Neither can the rest of them. Yeah, okay. What about Chong? I'd give Chong a 6. I think there was good and there was bad. And Herrera, I would give. To be honest with you, I would almost give Herrera man of the match. That 40 minutes he did was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fight, passion, speed, leadership. I thought Herrera was absolutely fantastic. I'd give Herrera a 7. But for me, smash a like on the video if De Gea was your man of the match. A lot of people saying, yeah, I'd agree with you on that. Yeah, I can't believe that we've drawn with Huddersfield 1-1. But I can believe it because that's how crap we are. I think that performance today is worse than Everton 4-0. Because Huddersfield are atrocious. They're an atrocious football side. They probably get beat by most people in the Championship now. They're that bad. And to only score 1 goal against them, what more can Ollie do? Ollie can't go on the pitch and score. I wish he could. And I think he made mistakes with the formation. I think he made mistakes with the selections. But even if you're angry about that, you still can't say that 11 shouldn't go out and win that game 3 or 4-0. So whether he's got the team wrong or not, it still comes down to the fact that those players should be doing more than that. It's embarrassing. That's an embarrassing result, 1-1. It's going to be... I can't wait for the start of the season, but also I'm actually excited about the summer. I need a break from Manchester United playing games, and I need to, some people would say, oh, you're in for a long summer waiting for next season. I think the summer is exactly what we need. I think we need to... immerse ourselves in the summer, the optimism of maybe players coming in, the hope that the right players will go out. We need that. We need that. We need it. I'm looking forward to full time against Cardiff and just immersing myself in the next couple of months of transfers, and then we go on the tour and we just build again. I'm looking forward to that. It might not go the way we want to go, but I need this season to end. It's been really, really tough. Michael Van Gerwen, Jose wasn't as big a problem as we thought. I think people are being idiotic about that, Michael. I think, the evidence is there. Mourinho was an absolute disgrace as a manager for Manchester United. And he might be right about the players, but he still did many, many things wrong. And we know he did. Oli Uchuki and Miki says, we need a Night King emoji for Young as he is the leader of the Deadwoods. Ollie will fail with his favoritism with player selection. We're doomed next season. Aidan Lefevre, a 19-year-old, is out captaining Young at Ajax, and look where they are, about to go into the finals in the Champions League. It's pathetic. Sergio Hernandez, Lingard said he'd love to see Ronaldo at United again. If Ronaldo saw what was going on, he'd have a go at all these trash players. Dazo W, Ashley Young just said can't fault the effort. Joke. He is a joke. Andre Rossvoil says, still don't get why Ollie didn't play the youngsters. Vicky189, Mark, you're right that Mata, Shaw, etc. should be doing more like Pogba should be, but they didn't cost 90 million. Pogba did. Burden will always be on him. And Sanchez. Sanchez is on a lot more money. Alex Prentice can honestly see the board panicking. And Ollie, we've done that one, haven't we? Ray Carl Brown Amore, shambles, utterly shambles. A rebuild is a must. Merlin Konu, Rashford terrible. Antonio isn't even on the bench. Martial was injured apparently. The Sebson, 30 minutes to score a winner against one of the worst teams to play in the league to keep the top 4 dream alive, and we don't let any of these players say they need to be playing in the Champions League. Carl Houghton, agree Mark, we need to sell Lukaku and bring in a first team striker. Rashford can be backup. Marcus gets in good positions but isn't clinical. Aidan Lefevre says, well, time to prepare for the Women's World Cup this summer. At least it will be more exciting than this team. See you next season. Thank you. Ray Carl Brown Amore, we've done that. Ian Swoosh, genuinely gutted. Chelsea fan, United a great miss. And Jay Singh, get Ollie a skip so he can get rid of all this trash. Marcus Bento, would you consider removing Carrick and McKenna to let Ollie bring in his own staff from Mulder? I don't know. Because the coaching staff, I don't know. there seems to be a lot of chats going on the bench. You know, you see Carrick talking to Solskjaer. You see Phelan talking to Solskjaer. You see McKenna standing up. But nothing changes on the pitch. Like, whatever the ideas are, they're not getting it from the players. And if that's the case, then is it the coaches, or is it just the situation is totally lost at United? I don't know. Anyway, please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We got fan cams coming in. And there's no 8 o'clock show tonight, by the way, because the fan cams are going to be coming in for the next few hours. But Transfer Daily's back tomorrow, something where you can be optimistic. I'll do that at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for you. Carrick needs to be gone, adds nothing to tactics and vouches for his Deadwood friends, says Imrano TV. I doubt if the players have the balls to play Ollie's style of football, and why were they players not even considering Chong for a pass, says Balajis SK. Good point. And Midget HD Aviation says, terrible, we should have won today, but looking back at the season, I love the passion that Ollie has brought. We'd probably finish 7th or 8th under Jose. Yeah, I don't know why people are starting to say Jose's the man again. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, smash the like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and hang out for the fan cams, because they're going to be very interesting. They'll be coming up soon. Very interested to see what the fans at the game have got to say. I shall speak to you all soon. Thank you for watching.